What's up, y'all? Still drinking tea, man. Moringa, peppermint, and sage tea. I said that because I know somebody gonna be like, "What kind of tea are you drinking?" Well, it's moringa, peppermint, and sage. Trying to drink more tea the last couple of years, especially moringa. Moringa is a very healthy herb, and since I've been uh I've been abstaining from meats, I know I need like a lot of nutrition. So I'm trying to get it from different kind of herbs, and moringa is one of those plants that has so many uh, nutritional value. It's like it contains a variety of proteins, vitamins, and minerals. You uh, it's used in Ayurvedic medicine. It contains a lot of healthy compounds like vitamin A, vitamin B, B2, B3, folate, calcium, potassium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, and I'm I'm one of those guys that is always trying to put some type of positive energy in my body. Whether or not it's physically or you know what I'm watching on television or what I'm listening to in music or who I'm around, what kind of conversation I find myself in. Cause I'm very sensitive and in more ways than one in that sense of the word. Like, yeah, I'm sensitive as far as like if I hear something sad, I get sad, or I'm sensitive as far as like, words may hurt my feelings. I'm sensitive like that. You know, I'm just a sucker for love, but I'm also sensitive in the sense of I pick up on things, I absorb things on an etheric level, on a spiritual level. So like I'm sensitive when it comes to what I take intake. So those herbs, like I be feeling the vitality they give me on a immediate level. You know what I mean? So like as like right now I'm not eating meat and I'm not drinking alcohol and I'm not doing no hard drugs. You know what I mean? So it's like coming from a lifestyle where that's all I would do on a regular, especially like to the drinking, man. It's like me and alcohol go far back, man. Like to my teenage years, and like it hasn't been until recently like I tied alcohol into like the decline of where my life could have been right now. You know what I mean? I can go back to 23 years ago when I was like 14 and I was at this party, at this cookout, and I was drinking. I was drinking way too much for a 14-year-old. And it was like a community event. And like a lot of people was out there. I was getting drunk. And I remember this lady who was, addicted to crack cocaine at the time. She's clean now. She's doing real good in her life right now. And at that time, she probably been in her early 30s. But if you've been there in the 90s, you know that crack had people something terrible. And like when I was young, when I was like 12, 13, 14, and I used to see crack addicts, I used to be like, these people old. And I used to look at, I thought that, like, there were people, like, crack was so bad in the 90s. Like, it had people who were in their 20s and their 30s looking like they've been 50, 60. So, it was this one lady, and she was, under the influence also. And she came to dance on me. And I remember everybody laughing and looking at me like, oh, he got her dancing on him or whatnot. And like, the crazy thing is, as years went by, in a lot of ways, I became that. I became the older person, the older drunk, high person that the younger kids in the neighborhood would laugh at. Now, luckily for me, I'm 37, and I would say, I don't look too bad for my age, you know. But hopefully, me drinking moringa can help me shave off some of the 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 acceleration of age and wrinkles that I put on my face throughout the years. But that's what RBMD. That's what RBMDRT is about. It's a tongue twister, but it's my thing, and I'm starting to realize how important it is. You know what I mean? So that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be RBMDRT. You feel me? But it wasn't until recent years and recent times that I realized, man, that drinking, man, you gotta let it go. And I gotta put that bottle down, man, because it caused a lot of trouble in my life. A lot of trouble. Um, yeah, I'm drinking this moringa tea. Well, I'm done with that cup, but moringa, it's good for you. Peppermint and sage is good for you. You know, sage is, a lot of people be burning sage. A lot of people use it as a spice in food and cooking. Um, I'm looking up the benefits of sage as a tea. It boosts cognition. You know what I mean? Cognition deals with your memory and your thought process. So that's awesome. I didn't know that about the sage plant. It boosts cognition. I really didn't know that. It promotes oral health. uh, can ease menopause symptoms. That's good. That's good knowledge for you women out there. They did a study with people who had Alzheimer's, and they took sage for 16 weeks. The results showed improved cognitive measurements as well as lessened agitation. So them people with Alzheimer's and dementia and stuff, sage good for them. That's good. That's good knowledge of you. Got a loved one, an older loved one who dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's. Uh, you know, get them some sage tea. Old people like to drink tea anyway. I know I old person at this point. Nah, I'm a better man. But gentlemen, gentlemen drink tea. But yeah, if you got older people in your family, that sage, moringa, that ginkgo biloba, that's real good for the older folks dealing with those type of things. But we all, every human being will experience some kind of dementia in their brain as life, goes on. As you get older, your brain deteriorates. That's the dementia, demented. You get a little, your brain get weaker. You know what I mean? So, those type of herbs like that, especially a lot of those Eastern medicines like ginkgo biloba. You know what I mean? Those plants that grow over there in Asia, in Africa, in the Fertile Crescent. A lot of those plants, man, those plants hold a lot of beneficial properties inside of them. But it's like, man, I saw this video of this girl at outside a bar in Ohio, and it was titled "One of the Proud Boys Slaps a Black Woman" or whatever. They should have just titled it "Drunk Ignorant White Dude Calls Black Girl Racial Slur and Hits Her," because whether or not he's one of the Proud Boys, that's something I don't know. What I mean, the Proud Boys is like a Caucasian gang right now, a Caucasian hate group, a Caucasian terrorist group right now, right? That are ravishing. They're a bunch of thugs, you know what I mean? And one of their, representatives, drunk, because in the video he's drunk as I don't know what. You could tell he's drunk. And he hits this black woman, calls her N-word B. He yells you N-word B to her before he hits her. And then she's, defended by some other white dudes. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know how much of a proud boy this kid is, because he wasn't around no proud boys. Them boys ain't jump on that black woman. They jumped on him. So that goes to show you, man, those headlines, they be, that dude may have affiliation with the Proud Boys, but I doubt he's one of the, true members of the Proud Boys, because I think it probably wouldn't have ended well for that black woman. But, that's neither here nor there. When I saw that, I thought of music again, and I thought about the fact that Black Thought, he recently is doing like a on stage musical type monologue type thing on in theater in New York, not on Broadway, but like one of those popular theaters in New York, right? So he's doing a musical based on this, this play from the Harlem Renaissance called Black No More. So it's like the play is about the scientist who makes this procedure where you could change yourself from being a black person to a white person, right? And like every black person in America wants this procedure done. So there's no more black people in America. You see what I'm saying? And it's kind of like a satire, because it's like, what if there was a machine like that or a procedure like that? How many black people would do that, man? So it's wild to see, like Tariq Trotter, aka Black Thought, go from what I first time I remember seeing Black Thought was, I believe it was What They Do. You know what I mean? Strong foundation, fast paced nation. You know what I mean? I remember that, like seeing that, like in the '90s. He had the big, you know, the the big kufi hat on his head. You know what I mean? Uh, the turban, basically. And he out there, you know, talking about the cliches in hip hop, and and he stayed consistent with that. The whole Roots did. Like they came in the game as they were the anti hip hop. You feel me? They were the hip hop anti superhero. They represented everything hip hop is, but they also uh, rebelled against everything hip hop is. You see what I'm saying? Like they they transcended the cliche, and they never did what they did. And to this day, they on late night TV, and Black Thought is now a hip hop thespian. So it's like it goes back to what I be talking about a lot with the hip hop, man. It's like that's why I've been listening to a lot more Black Thought and Rhapsody and Fonte, rappers like that. But when I saw the black girl get hit in Ohio, it was Akron, Ohio, I believe, and I saw her get hit and called the N word B. A lot of emotions and thoughts ran through my mind, like, oh, here we go. Why ain't Black Lives Matter out here for this drunk guy hitting this black girl? I just start thinking about all these things and like how the Proud Boys ain't really a real thing. This is just more sensationalism. You know what I mean? Using that Proud Boy moniker. Um, it's like I'm thinking about how Somalia getting, you know, airstrikes, and the African people in Ukraine are are being mistreated and discriminated against in times of invasion, war. So it's like when I saw this black girl get hit, at first I was like, oh, here we go with another, you know, sensationalism video. You know, it's like we get to see. I'm from South Carolina, so I saw that video from I think it was Sumter earlier this month, and the white guy in Applebee's was calling this black guy in there the N word, and the black guy slapped him like 12 times, man. Like he just had his way with that man's face, and I was like, yeah, right on, brother, right on. But then turn around the next week, I see this black girl get called a nigger B, a N word B, and hit by this white guy. And but you know, in the defense of that video, in the defense of you know, for sake of argument, you know, the other white guys beat him down. So it wasn't like no full fledged onslaught of Proud Boys. That's why I'd be like, man, they just using that as a tag word. But like all those thoughts, you know, arise to me thinking about how Somalia just got hit with airstrikes, and you know, I heard that uh, there are thousands of uh, of Africans in, and I don't mean African Americans. I mean people from Africa. From the highest concentration of uh, black Ukrainian people are Nigerian Ukrainians, like not Nigerians who migrated to Ukraine for whatever reason. They got a lot of black students too from Africa. A lot of them and going to study medicine, and you know. But anyway, they're not, you know, Ukrainian. They're not. They don't look nothing like those European Ukrainians. So they're getting mistreated in in the invasion right now. They're not being treated fairly. So I'm thinking about all this, and how I fit into these wars and rumors of wars that's going on right now, in this time of urgent attention and awareness. Um, I see videos like that young lady getting hit, and I get angry because I feel like, you know, every day we still getting hit with, rappers beefing with each other, and how we can, come together as a people and come up with solutions. So it's like, I'd be like, man, not this again. You know, we get that one good moment with the black dude slapping up that white dude in Applebee's, but we're surrounded by all those other negative, feeds. But then again, you gotta look for you gotta really look for the good information, because there's good information out here, good news out here pertaining to black folks. So it's like we just gotta, push those, propagate those. But like I said, I'm just happy to be in a sober state of mind right now. You know, I'm about to start going to the gym again. So y'all about to watch a fitness journey on my channel too. So, you know, RBM DRT is the channel, and I know a lot of people who are gonna watch my videos uh, are gonna support. And let's make RBMDRT a big thing, man, because I like it. I like it. Repairing broken men by doing righteous things. And like I always say, Frederick Douglass said it's easier to build strong boys than it is to repair broken men. But it ain't impossible. He never said it's impossible to repair broken men. So, as long as you got breath in your body, you got a chance for redemption. You know what I mean? You got a chance for restoration. You got a chance to rebuild. So try to do it before it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, I it could have ended out. It could have ended out worse for me as far as like how I look at 37. But you know, RBMDRT. Peace.